From 2009 to 2013, I wrote a weekly column on Karachi's colonial past, uh, focusing on its architecture. It was a widely read column. Now, in order to come up with the column on a weekly basis, I used to do a lot of research. I used to consult an architect or two every week to lend an air of authenticity to whatever I was writing. These days, when I hear and read some people talk about Karachi's history in a whimsical way, it makes me wonder. Okay. So I have decided to do a series on Karachi's colonial past with a special reference to certain British Army officers. Let me begin with the basic question. How old is Karachi? It's not an easy question to respond to. There cannot be one reliable answer to the question. Well, let me quote from a book. The title of the book is Karachi Through 100 Years, The Centenary History of the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 1860 to 1960, by Herbert Feldman. Herbert Feldman. This book was published in the 1960s. Now, in the introduction to the book, Mr. Feldman writes, by comparison with many cities of the subcontinent, Karachi, it must be admitted, is something of a parvenu. Unlike Peshawar or Lahore, to name but two, whose origins are lost in the mists of legend, Karachi boasts no ancient lineage. Karachi boasts no ancient lineage, and its beginnings are traced without difficulty to the time 200 or 300 years ago, when the mouth of the Hub River and the navigable channels of the Indus Delta became successively unsuitable for shipping by reasons of silt, and the merchants of those days transferred themselves to the natural landlocked harbour which lay between the islands of Manora and Kimari. Now, does that mean that Karachi is not as old as Hales? Well, of course it is as old as Hales. Karachi has shrines and temples which are centuries old. But this geographical space did not exist as a proper town or a city. It was a fishing village, a far-flung fishing village. But things began to change when a certain Mr. Charles Napier came here.